So the question is, how do I get into a dominant headspace the day of a scene? Ooh, juicy, juicy question. Gray, do you have any insights that you would like to add as you're typing away? I would love to let Gray just lead this one. Playing with headspaces is so interesting. The human mind is fantastic. I use both music and aromas. Very tactile. Actually, I didn't actually touch on anything tactile in my advice, Gray, so I'm so glad that you did that. I'm so not like a censor in that I'm just like, oh, all in the brain, all in the mind. But yes, absolutely. I'm going to add that to my advice. Sensory elements. Wardrobe is huge. Oh my gosh, wardrobe is so huge to get into a dominant headspace. That's something that can shift me super fast. Even if it's not like a role play with like costumes or whatever, even if I'm just wearing something, some big old chunky, beautiful PVC boots, you know what I mean? For me, wardrobe is huge. Aromas. Now, I will add to Gray's aroma list warm, like vanilla tobacco pipe, whether it's a candle or an actual vanilla pipe. Oh my gosh, that gets me going. Also, cigars, the smell of cigars. Like if I go to a cigar lounge, I will like get a whiskey and I'll be full in dom space. Just let me show up to the boys club in my high boots. You know what I mean? So, absolutely. I think music is great. Aromas is great. Wardrobe is great. Those are all very tactile, physical things. And I love those. Great suggestions. Great suggestions. So let me add my quick little notes to all of your wonderful suggestions on how to get into a dominant headspace the day of the scene. And if you think about it, because of course I went where my mind goes, that's why you all are here. But this is where my brain goes. What gets anyone ready for anything? What makes anyone feel pumped? Yeah, I'm excited and I'm ready for anything. And to me, the first is preparation. Absolutely. Ding, 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 ding. Gray. Perfect. Absolutely. Preparation. And the second one is some sort of excitement. Holy shit. Well played, you two. Well played, you two. I did not discuss this with Gray and with Miss Elle Skitten before the stream. Gray is giving me a very cerebral answer, and Miss Elle Skitten is giving me a very emotional answer. And I actually wrote that down. We need both. I wrote that down. We need preparation and excitement. We need both mental and emotional. So good job, you guys. High fives all around. That was so sexy, you two. Absolutely. Planning, preparation, and some sort of excitement and anticipation. The problem is when you as the dominant aren't fully prepared, you don't feel ready for the scene, you don't know where you want to go in the scene, okay? You're not going to allow yourself the excitement of the anticipation. One negates the other. One prevents the other. But I think it all starts with preparation and planning. So what I'm saying here is explore what would excite you for the scene. Dominance. So if you know that you have a scene planned on Friday, start exploring. Okay, what about my mood today, my energy today? What would arouse me? From a sexual perspective, from a dominant perspective, what would arouse me? What would get me excited? Okay? What can I start looking forward to here? So I think although the planning negates the emotion kind of leads into the planning, if that makes sense. You have to be excited about it. You can't go into it going, do I have to? You're not going to get any creative energy out of that. So you have to have some sort of excitement. But that's the thing, when you're planning it, you have to know, okay, I'm going to get something that I want out of this. Yes, I'm keeping in mind my submissive limits and their interests, if they've been good and all of that, but I get what I want out of this. And that's excitement. And your sub will know. Your sub will know. You would be much better off just dismissing them taking time to yourself, planning, getting that creative energy going, and then calling them back in later when you're ready versus trying to power through something. Absolutely. Absolutely. Your sub will know. Absolutely. So, explore what would excite you for this scene. Not just in sexual acts. That's absolutely a facet of it. Acts and kinks and toys, but even in words and lines and actions that you will do. Things like that. Planning and excitement. Yes. So your dominant may not love everything about the planning or everything about the scene, but if they have a facet to ground them in their excitement, in their dominant arousal, or in their sexual arousal, then yes, it's going to go very, very, very good for you. So I would say that. Explore what would excite you for this scene. Acts, toys, lines, words, a kind of role play, whatever. And also build a scene around that objective. So discover what excites you. Discover what am I trying to do. So for instance, Gray, if he's really wanting a wax play scene, then he's going to start planning, okay, if that is the goal, where I get to drip hot wax on someone in a certain location or just wherever comes up in the moment, whatever. Doesn't have to be by the book exactly, but you genuinely have something that this is what I want to accomplish, this is what I want to do, this is getting me excited. And then you start planning, how do I get there? Planning, preparation. Very, very, very important. And then also, I would say you're not on your own dominance. You have a submissive. Okay? So if you are having a scene with your submissive on Friday, use your submissive to help build the energy. And you can do that in a number of different ways. That could be texts with little hints about what's going to go down. Just getting into their mind a little bit, asking them some questions that they don't really know what you mean by that, or, sending them little texts like that, or sending them photos. Little images that have something to do with what you're wanting to explore. Even little audios where you may be taking on the role, and then you could send that audio snippet to them before the scene where they start feeling the energy and they can start volleying back to you. And so if you're starting down here and you're like, okay, I'm trying to build this plan for this scene, and you volley over to your submissive, and they volley back some submissive energy over to you, that's going to, okay, they're getting into this. It's probably going to encourage you to volley back. Start building more energy. Bam, 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 bam. You have a submissive for a reason. Build that as part of the foreplay, as part of the lead up to the scene. Your submissive can be involved in that, absolutely.